What is up, fellow developers? My name is Tyler Potts and I am finally back after being sick for a while. I still am a little sick, so this video is going to be a quick one. It's going to be a JavaScript basic, so we're going to be learning how to create a very simple open and close modal thing using some CSS and JavaScript. It's really simple, straightforward. It will take about 5 minutes to do, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we've set up a new code pen. Code pen is a place where you can test your code, little snippets and stuff. So you can set up HTML, CSS and JavaScript. As you can see here, I've set up to use Sass, means I can use this syntax. And I really love this little snippet here. So, or this little quote. How would you react if I said I love you? Sorry. Okay, so first things first, let's zoom in a little. Might be a bit close for the right side, but we can zoom out when we get there. So we're going to create a button. You don't need to write out the whole document type on CodePen, because it encases it in that anyway. You just have to write the body of your HTML. So in here I'm just going to say button, or I'm going to say button.open modal. And then I'm going to say in here, I'm just going to say open modal. And then I'm going to go down here and then I'm going to actually create the modal. Inside the modal, I'm going to have 3 elements: a header, which is going to have the hello world. I'm also going to make a main, which is going to say lorem 10, just a little bit of lorem ipsum. And then we're going to have a footer, which is going to have the button in there. So the button, which is going to say close underscore modal tab. And we're just going to say close. I know there's been no save changes. See, you're always pestering me. So there you go. We've got this simple open and close modal and this. But at the minute, it looks terrible. Let's style it up with some Sass. So I'm going to use margin. I'm going to say margin 0. I'm going to say padding also equal to 0. And then I'm going to give it a box sizing of border box, just to basically reset the page. I'm then going to set the body with a min height of 100 th. I'm going to give it a display of flex. I'm going to justify content center. I'm going to align items center. I'm going to then say we're going to give it a background, which is going to have a linear gradient, and it's going to say to bottom right. We're going to give it F85858 and a CC2E5D. Yes, lovely. I love it. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to say .modal quickly, because I just want to quickly say position absolute, and by default modals are normally invisible, so we're going to say opacity 0. We're going to say transform, so we're going to actually add a little bit of thing here, and we're just going to say minus 200 pixels. And we're also going to say pointer events none, because we don't want to be able to click it. Even though it's invisible, you can still click it, but if we add this, you can't click it, so it won't get in our way of clicking our button. So that's just default styling there. But first, let's reset our button sign. So we're going to say appearance none, outline none, border none, and background none, because background interferes all the time, I swear. Cool. And we're going to give it a font size of 20 pixels, a padding of 15 pixels, 25 pixels. I think that's good. Display of inline block. I really don't understand why that's still got a background. Oh, it was highlighted. Whoops, my bad. Cool, so that should be good, I think. So if we click around here, it should click, but we don't know. Yeah, I think that's good. So now we're going to say .open modal. So the open modal is going to have a background of FFF. Hit save. There you go, that's the open modal. We need a cursor of pointer. And we also need we need a border radius of about 8 pixels, not too much, just something so. Cool. And now we want to we want to say and hover. So when we hover over this mode or this button, we're going to give this a box shadow of inset, so inside 3 pixels, 3 pixels, RGBA 000 0.2. Now up here, I just want to quickly say transition 0.4 seconds, hit save. So now when we hover, you get this nice little effect. Kind of like a 3D effect if you look at it in a certain way, which is nice. I like that. But quickly, let's give it a font weight. So all buttons, a font weight of 700. There you go. It looks a lot better that way. And then the modal again, well, this time, so modal's good, it's invisible. We're going to give it a width of 100%, a background of white, but we're also going to give it a max width of 480 pixels. I'm actually going to bring this next to the width. There we go. Hit save, and let's quickly add a class on here. So we're going to say and.is active. So if it has the class, or hyphen, if it has the class of is active, we're going to say opacity 0, pointer events all, and then we're going to say transform translate of -200 pixels. So now if we, opacity 1, and then save, and then if we drop this down and we quickly just add is active, hit save, you'll see it appears right there. It's slightly off center, and that is because of our -200 pixels. That one should be 50% or -50% and -50%, because we need to actually go up here and we need to say, so where we have position absolute, that's it. We need top 50% and left 50%. Hit save. There you go, so that centers it now. Now in here we have a header. So we're going to say header. We're going to say padding of 15 pixels. So we have a header, and again padding of 15 pixels. But oh my god, what is with this? Header, main and footer all padding of 15 pixels. There we go, nice. Now the button, so we're going to say .close _ modal. I'm going to give a background of linear gradient to right, and we're going to say again the same as we did before, F8 F8 CC2E5D, hit save, and there you go. We're going to give it a color of FFF, and obviously a 4. I think these should have cursor by default, didn't I? Did I actually add it wrong? I did. But let's quickly give this a hover effect. So the hover is going to have a box shadow, and this box shadow is just going to inset again of 4 or 3 pixels, 3 pixels, RGBA 000 0.2, and again we're going to have a border radius on this one, border radius of 8 pixels. Hit save. Now when we hover, you can see that happens, but we need a transition, because what the transition does is allows it to linearly, or we could give it linear, but basically it will transition from one point to the other. So instead of instantly happening, it happens over time. Cool. So now we've got this. Let's actually remove the is active from the modal, because we don't want it always to be active. If this was real world example, your modal would normally not be active the whole time. You actually need to click a button to open it. So let's go up here and let's quickly get reference to our open button, which is equal to document.query selector, and the clear is called open modal. Let's bring this in just so we can get more there. We also need to duplicate this twice. The second one is going to be close modal, which is going to equal to close button, and the final one is going to be the actual modal itself. So we're getting reference to the actual modal. Hit save, and there we go. So now we need to say open button dot add event listener, and what add event listener does is basically allows you to listen out for something to happen in the document or on this button. So in this case, we're going to listen for the click event. So when we click on the button, we're going to call a function called toggle modal. So we're going to toggle this modal when we click here. We now need to duplicate this because we need to also set this to the close button. So when we click on the close button, it's also going to toggle the modal. So to do this, we now need to set up the function called toggle modal because that doesn't exist yet. And then inside here, we want to basically just say modal.class list with capital L dot toggle, and we're going to say is active. So we're going to add and remove the class is active. So if I click on open modal, you can see it opens it. If I click close, it hides it. Now there was no like transition, so let's go to this modal, and at the bottom here, just below background, we're going to say transition 0.4 seconds. We're going to say ease out because that is an easing method. So what this is basically how it should happen. So if we click open, you can see it now animates from down and up inward. So if we bring this out and we click this properly, you can see it comes in from the bottom right straight up into our screens, which I think is really cool. So let's actually go to the full page view, and this is the final product. So when you click it, it appears. When you click close, it disappears. And that is it. That is as simple as that. So there's a JavaScript basic. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button for daily content this whole month. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me.